MLS has returned, and what a crazy weekend we had. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Andrew. Welcome back to the channel. MLS is back, and we're just going to talk about it. We're going to reflect on the weekend. I'm thinking about making this like on Mondays now, like, you know, reflecting or review in reaction to the weekend of games that we have in the MLS. And if there's like some random games spread out throughout the week, like sporadically, I'll just like try to fit them in a video if I'm recording that day. But for now, I'm really trying to get a little bit of a schedule going with this channel. So I'm thinking of like Mondays having a reflection day of the weekend we have of MLS games. So if you guys like that, you know, let me know down below. Also hit that thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this video. Okay, without further ado, let's talk about the Philadelphia Union, man. Oh my god, I had to start off this video with them because I was so excited. I was going to go to this game, but I actually had to work this weekend, so I couldn't go, and I was like, this fucking sucks. But I was streaming it on my phone, which is great, and I was just so happy to watch them win. It was great. And also, it was funny and ironic that Philly was playing New England in the first game, so like, a Philly team, you know, the Eagles just beat New England Patriots, and now this Philly Union just beat New England Revolution. I was like, I like that. I like this Philadelphia always beating New England. So I hope that's a thing from now on. The Union played really great, I think. They really outplayed New England. They had way more possession throughout most of the game. Andre Blake had a freaking phenomenal game in goal. He made this one save with, I think it was Ted Burnbury going in on goal. He made a shot, and Andre Blake just like barely saved with the tip of his fingers. I was like, yo, this guy is so good. I hope we can hold on to him for a couple more seasons, or maybe at least one or two. But I really think he'll eventually either move to like a bigger MLS team or maybe somewhere overseas, which I think he might do that one day. So yeah, overall review of this game is, you know, the New England had like a red card early on, so that could have changed the whole outlook of the game. You know, it probably did, but it changed both mentalities of both teams. New England being like, oh shit, now we're a man down, we better not panic, but they probably did panic. And Philadelphia Union like, yo, now we're a man up, so now we can really dominate more than we already are. Also, shout out to Anthony Fontana, sorry if I said that wrong, bro. A shout out to him for scoring his first career goal, first pro goal, first Philadelphia Union goal, just like first goal for everything. It was a good goal, and you know, it's just a little like kind of a tap-in, but still, a lot of people miss from that stuff like that. So I'm glad he didn't panic. He kept his composure, made the shot, made us go 1-0 up, and then also we had CJ Sapong in the second half, you know, making it 2-0, kind of killing off the game at that point because New England really wasn't. They didn't show up, and Philly was really like awesome. And the crowd, oh my god, I wish I was so there because, oh man, the whole fucking atmosphere of the stadium was great, and they looked great in their new beautiful new kits, even though I fucking hate that bimbo logo. Whatever. So that's my reaction review to that game. And we had 6 games that day. Another big game that I want to talk about, because we also in this weekend we had like 2 or maybe 3 major upsets that I think were pretty big surprises. And one of them, let's start off with probably the biggest shock, is Houston Dynamo fucking killing Atlanta United. And it's funny, I picked Atlanta United as being one of the teams that I think could win the MLS Cup. And when I saw the result, I was like, oh damn, they really just got crushed by Houston Dynamo. And I don't really know, I didn't watch the game, but I saw some highlights and I saw like Houston's really just dominated in terms of goal, obviously. But Atlanta United had most of the possession for the most part, you know, same amount of shots, but they just, I don't know, man, it just didn't work out for Tata Martino and his team. And they had like a penalty towards the end of the game, and Joseph Martinez totally bombed that. But even if he made it in, like, it wouldn't have changed the game. They would have lost, what, 4-1 at that point. But damn, Houston Dynamo was really on fire that day. Wait, I should have said this earlier in the video. I'm sorry if I sound a little nasally and like sick. I am sick. Well, maybe I'm just getting over it, but still, I had this whole shitty weekend working. I was sick. I was like, I'm miserable. At least got some MLS to watch. But yeah, I'm just getting over it. Got a stuffy nose. Took some allergy medicine, but it doesn't really help. So let's move on to the next big upset I think we had. Maybe not as big as the Houston totally thrashing Atlanta, but another MLS team that I thought would win it, or I still think they could win it, is Toronto getting beat at home by Columbus Crew. Save the Crew, by the way. Again, I wasn't able to watch this game because of work, but judging by the highlights, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong, Toronto didn't really have that bad of a game. Despite losing 2-0 at home, they really had a lot of shots and a lot of unfortunate misses. Like there was a part where Giovinco, made a shot, but he was a beautiful shot. He just hit the post and didn't go in. And also their new signing Akeche also had a beautiful long shot that looks like it was going to go in at the beautiful curve, but it just didn't come in. And then of course Josie Altidore being Josie Altidore and narrowly missing a shot on goal when he was in on goal. I was like, damn, they had the potential, they had the shots, they just didn't have the finishing ability. Like they can finish, don't get me wrong, but they were just unlucky that day. And I think part of their mind is thinking about their CONCACAF Champions League game midweek, so they're probably like, let's save our energy, but we also want to win this game, but we can't do both. So I guess that really dampened their debut for the season. And on the other hand, Columbus Crew had a great game. Federico Higuain scoring the first goal, and then Yazi Zardes scoring his first goal for Columbus Crew since coming over from LA Galaxy. And a lot of people that I've read online, they kind of had this thing where they thought Columbus Crew wouldn't do as well this season because of over the summer all the stuff that was happening, off season with them possibly moving to Austin. Save the Crew again from having to move to Austin, by the way. But yeah, a lot of people thought maybe all that distraction with the owner and all that controversy shit going on, that they'd have too much distraction to play well on the field, but they didn't. They showed up, and they're gonna show. I hope that they continue to show up like this and win the MLS Cup. That way, they're like, let's actually stay in Columbus. All right, so two more games I want to touch on that happened the day after on Sunday, which was yesterday, is LAFC beating Seattle Sounders at home. Seattle was at home, and LA beat them 1-0. What's his name again? Sorry, I'm looking right now. Diego Rossi. Yeah, not just Sebi Rossi. That's somebody totally different. Diego Rossi scoring the first goal of the club's official MLS season and MLS, history. So that'll be in the history books forever. I didn't watch this game, and trust me, guys, I don't work this weekend, so I'll watch these MLS games coming up, so I'll have more detailed reaction to all those MLS games. Again, Seattle is one of those teams who are in the CONCACAF Champions League, who have a game midweek that is probably on their mind right now when they were playing, and that probably affected their game with LAFC in the first MLS game. They had 60% of the possession. They had 22 shots on goal. LAFC only had 5 shots on goal. That shows you how dominant Seattle was. They just, again, were probably unlucky. They also don't have Jordan Morris up there with them. They're missing some other players in their main starting 11 that could have helped them win this game, if not maybe even tied it. But I think LAFC was really despite them not having too many shots or not dominating as much as Seattle, I think they had that whole momentum going for them. The crowd showed up for them. It was great. I'm so happy for LAFC to win their first MLS game. It would have sucked for them and for their fans if they lost their first MLS game. So congrats to you, LAFC. And the last game I want to touch on real quick, just a little bit before I end this video, is the other LA game. Other LA game and other LA team, LA Galaxy. I really predicted them to lose this game against Portland, despite being at home, but they surprised me, and I hope they surprised a lot of their fans, and they turned up for their fans. They won 2-1 at home. Kamara and Alessandrini scoring both goals for the Galaxy, and the Galaxy had a shitty 2017 season, finishing bottom of their conference. So I was really surprised of how much they've fallen since the Donovan Beckham days. But this could be the season where they come back to that form, maybe not all the way to the top, but definitely. I think they're gonna have a better season than they did last season. So hopefully they keep the momentum going. I personally don't like the Galaxy, but I know a lot of people do because they're one of the biggest MLS teams, one of the most successful MLS teams. So it sucks to see them falling so hard like they did in 2017. So I'm glad they are back, or they're not back, but I'm glad they're on the right track to being back. There were some couple teams that didn't play this weekend. New York Red Bulls, Colorado Rapids, somebody else, Chicago Fire. They didn't play this past weekend. I think one or two of those teams are also in the CONCACAF Champions League, which is probably why they didn't play. So that's it, guys. That's my reaction, my review to this first MLS weekend we had, match day 1, I'll call it. Tell me your thoughts on how you feel about this first weekend, the first opener. Did your team win? Did your team lose? Were you surprised that Atlanta United got bobbed by Houston Dynamo? Were you surprised that LA beat Seattle and all the other upsets that happened? Was that a surprise to you guys? And by the way, I'm sorry if I'm a little like sporadic or like very like all over the place with my reaction. This is the first reaction I've ever done to games. I never really like sat there and like talked about games and stuff I saw, and also I didn't really watch many of the games because I worked. But let me know. Be sure to subscribe because that's all we talk about here. I got a couple videos coming out this week. I'm off today, so I'm bulk recording, so I'm gonna record. There'll be lots of videos coming this week. I promise you guys. Got 2 or 3 topics at least that I'm excited to talk about. So be sure to subscribe. Be sure to hit this like button if you guys like this video, and also as always, write your comments down below because I love seeing your guys' comments. I love talking to you guys about soccer because you guys are the only people I talk about in my life about soccer. So that's always good. Thank you so much for watching as always, guys. See you next time.